What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bobby with Knit Style, and I am back again with another lit video. Today's video is about Bold and the Beautiful. It's a recap. Let's get straight off into it. But first, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that post notification bell so that when I upload, you know that I have done so. Now let's get into this recap. Fridays, Bold and the Beautiful was, I call it D-Day because everything had been happening so fast this week. The wedding finally started. They got downstairs, and Taylor didn't tell Ridge. And Steffi stepped in and said, "There's somebody to tell you." She objected to the wedding to go on, and everybody was there. Ridge's dad, Carter, was officiating. Taylor, everybody was there. And she told her dad what had happened. Douglas played the recordings, and Ridge was like, "What have you done?" And Taylor stood there, still didn't say anything. And when she did say something, he said, "You knew?" And she said, "Yeah, I just found out moments before I came downstairs." That's what they was arguing about. That's what took them so long to come downstairs. That's what Stephanie was saying. You know, so leading up to today, after everything then blew up and Ridge and stormed out of the house, went over to Brooks to tell her what had went on, and now she knows Ridge left our house because she sent him on and told him and said, "Hey, we can't be together till you find yourself and who you want to be with. I'm not going to accept you back like this." So she basically told him to go find himself. And that that was it. And she hugged him. They held each other, walked out the door, and she went down to her daughter's cabin, house, and she told them what had happened, and everybody was just so surprised. And she said, "Well, Hope said, Mom, you was right. You was right all along, basically." And she was like, "I just didn't know that he was still up to manipulating." So she said, "Well, evidently," Brooke told her, evidently Stephanie was the one that, called it out and stopped the wedding, because Taylor, she wasn't going to stop the wedding. She was going to go on and marry him, knowing that she knew this big secret. And, yeah. So she basically told Liam and Steffi that about the CPS call that she didn't make, that Thomas disguised her voice some kind of way with some voice app on Douglas's phone. Now Douglas is on his way back home, and Eric is bringing him on his way to bring Douglas home. So, yeah, it's just a whole mess now. So, Steffi is back at the house, still at the house, uh, at the Forrester house, and she comes downstairs, and Taylor comes downstairs, or if I think she's already downstairs. No, she's already downstairs arguing with her brother Thomas, and she's still saying you were wrong. You shouldn't have done that. You're done manipulating people. You always be doing this. Where did my brother go? She was like, I don't know who you are anymore, and you pretty much put Douglas involved in this, and Douglas will be alright. And she was like, no, he won't. That is your child, and you just made him do something he didn't want to do. So she was like, uh, she told she told Thomas, she said, I don't know what Dad's gonna do, but I know he loves you, but I know that you probably won't be in the, family business anymore. So basically, they were saying some kind of consequences is gonna come from this. It's up to granddad and dad. So, and then Steffi, she just gonna be the one to probably make the call, because they sure CEO her dad and her, so they sure that title. And cause Eric has stepped back, but he still designs from the house. So I don't know, cause they had a habit of sending people to Paris that do bad things. So to the Forrester and Paris, so he might get banished for this one. But yeah, so Taylor comes downstairs and said, I hope you understand the seriousness of this. I hope you understand that you cannot be doing this, manipulating. That's just not right. Why she didn't say this when they was upstairs the day before, when it was her wedding, I do not know. But she went on with the secret, so I'm confused on why she didn't tell him that. Everybody else is telling him that, but she didn't tell him that. She was literally trying to uphold him in his wrong, and that's what everybody is saying. Even Red says she upholds him, and he want to know where his beautiful boy went. And he go, so Taylor was like, so Steffi said, Mom, you want me to take you home, or what do you need me to do? And she was like, no, I'm just gonna stay here and kind of think about things. And Steffi and Thomas, they leave for work, and back at the cabin, Liam and Hope is still talking and about the whole situation, about the phone call and Douglas, and she tells him that she finally comes out and tells Liam that he tried to kiss her. Thomas tried to kiss her, and he was about to blow up till she calmed him down. Said, but he didn't. And now I understand what my mom was saying, and we just know now that we cannot trust him. So basically, and then the knock was at the door, and it was Hope and Liam's grandfather, and they were in the middle of that conversation, so that stopped, and he brought him in, and they sat down, and he said, and Eric told Douglas, said, I had fun with you. I got to know you. You're my grandson. I'm gonna be coming over here to get you, so you and Donna can, uh, you know, play, and you can play with, and we come get you, and we can go do stuff around the house and everything. So, uh, he said, I'm proud of you. You're my grandson. I love you. Uh, it was a joy to have you at the house, but now it's time for you to come home with your family. So he was like, I'll see y'all later. And he said, but I'll be back to get you. And I love Eric. I like him. And he love them kids, his grandkids. And he don't never want them to be in no harm way. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's why he brought him home. Uh, and Douglas said he was ready to come home anyway. After Eric left, he said, I was ready to come home. I missed you. I miss Liam. You know, even though he loves his dad, and Liam told him, I know it must have been hard for you to tell, to speak up about your dad and what he had done. And I just want you to know, me and your mom, we are proud of you for stepping up, and you're you're growing up to be a good young man. So that was that, and then they got to talking about the whole reason why he was back at home, and he said, I didn't want to do it, but I went on ahead and I let Aunt Steffi listen to the recordings, and then that's when everything came to a head. So, and Hope was like, well, you're at home and everything's gonna be okay. And then Brooke makes her way over to the Forrester Mansion, and she runs into Taylor. She came in. She said, and they talked. And she said, it, why would you deceive him like that? Why would you go ahead and want to marry him? And she said, I thought that he was marrying me because he wanted to marry me. We already had this conversation. We know. When he went to Aspen, he did not know what was going on. He did not know about that. The lie was something that her son told. She should have known something was up, because they was pushing hard. And they both should have known. Rhea should have known too. But everybody's egos was up, and they wanted to best Brooke. So therefore, she thought she was marrying somebody that loved her or was in love with her. There is a difference. When a man loves you, he loves you. When he tells you he loves you, when a man shows that he's in love with you, that man been in love with Brooke since umpteen years. And anytime Brooke, whether a red horse, whether a white horse, whether on a beach, with a big heart that says, Logan, I love you. That man is in love with Brooke. Why do you think he left you standing in his dad's living room, and went to her? He had every intention on her taking him back, but she didn't, because she had self-respect, and she told him to go get some and come back. Because if you love me, you gonna respect me. Have some self-respect for yourself and me too. You should have never done this. And she was right. She was absolutely correct to say what she said. And Taylor, she was so hell bent on having Reeds for a husband in all these years. I'm like, come on, man. You come back in weeks past and he proposes to you. That's not love. Y'all rushed. There was a shotgun wedding if ever I seen one. You rushed that man to the altar. That ain't love. That is not love. You had just gotten into town and you saw that it was trouble in paradise, and you went on with that. You was trying to rush that man to the altar. You and your kids. And that's the thing. You cannot rush someone to the altar because things like this happen. Now you see that your child had you deceiving the man that you so-called love. You was finna deceive him, marry him, and he was gonna be doomed in that marriage because you was not gonna let him out of that marriage. Point blank to the period. Well, we married now. What can he do? That's why Brooke was over there to tell you that you was wrong and you shouldn't have done it. And I agree with her. I'm just saying. I don't. I. I'm glad that they came to some kind of resolution that they is gonna let him figure out who he wants. And he need to do that on his own. And he don't need to be pushed by his children, Brooke or Taylor. Let him figure out who he wants on his own. And I'm glad Brooke told him to go find himself. Because in the end, he may well choose to go back to Taylor. You know? He may choose to go back to Taylor. Who knows? But the real deal Holyfield is this. When he went to Aspen, he did not know the truth. And then to find out like he did and you didn't tell him, you lost this man yourself. You lost him. When he walked out the door to go back to Brooke, you lost him. He have it in his mind that he gonna go back to Brooke anyway. Cause you wanted him to still marry you. And Brooke told her and said, How can you do that? How dare you? You know, and she was right. Your son manipulated the whole situation, and you let him do it. And he needs help, and he don't need help by her. He needs help from another psychiatrist, somebody that's not gonna be biased. She talking about she can help her son. She can't help her son because she pretty much the same way. She let that happen. Thomas been going through since he was a teenager, and he been seeing them going back and forth. They both have, and it ain't them kids' fault, but it's your fault because you the mother and you kept going after this man that clearly was choosing somebody else over you. Period. Period. So now we get to the part where she walks out. She, they, they tell each other they sorry, and Taylor walks out, and that's it. So y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all comment down below. What do y'all think is gonna happen next? Cause I'm thinking, I don't know. It was the way she walked out. I don't know if she making an exit or something's finna happen to her. I just don't like the way she walked out. She looks depressed and everything else. So, and Brooke is the one, because I know she said, you know, why are we doing this? For this, for the name, for the cloud of the house, you know. It's like being put up on a pedestal when you're a forester. So, I don't know. Y'all like I said, comment down below what y'all think is going to happen next. Me, I just think something's about to happen to Taylor. I think she finna make her exit and maybe come back on another time. I don't know. I'm trying to, see what's gonna happen next. I'll probably go read the Soap Digest to see what's gonna happen. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that post notification bell so that when I upload, you know that I've done so. Until next time, my empty nesters and nesters, peace and happy Vlogmas Day 3.